One, two, three, what's good, DMP? How we doing? We back with another video right now today, and it's a good one. Alright, y'all, we're gonna be reacting to the real story behind the collapse of Faze, y'all.
On the day that Faze Clan uploaded their first video to YouTube, the world was a completely different place than today.
Okay, I stopped in the first 2 seconds. 624 views is more than I think I've ever got on my YouTube channel, but you know, it's okay. It's okay.
I mean, Instagram didn't exist, Minecraft hadn't officially released, and Drake was yet to drop his debut album.
Oh hey, what's up? It's Faze Temper.
For over 15 years, Faze Clan has constantly sat at the top of the internet's food chain like some sort of unkillable giant.
Faze Clan.
Yo, that's where my guy Marlon was. Oh my god. Y'all didn't even know about this, bro. Like, Marlon was there, and it was like, this is where Marlon got his intro off of. Hold on, bro. My bad. I'll hop of it.
But I guess the saying is true. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
That same night, home cooked.
Over the course of just 72 hours, every member left the org.
I officially left Faze Clan.
A 15-year dynasty ended,
Faze Clan ended. It's gone.
and down went Goliath.
How does that happen?
Not sure, brother.
How do you kill the unkillable? Is it money?
Where's the money? Where is it?
Is it greed?
I don't really know what's going on.
How does the biggest org in the world get replaced by a talent agency?
I decided to leave DraftKings to launch Hearthstone.
When it comes to Faze Clan, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, you're talking about 15 years of problems building up until its final death. So before we really dive into the good stuff, we need to get everybody on the same page, at least on the important stuff. But
Why
don't
is my
worry, we're
chat
gonna
empty,
speed
y'all?
run.
What the hell?
Ready?
What, bro? What the, yeah.
On a
Ain't
macro
nobody
level,
in
you have two
this.
eras of Faze. There's
Y'all remember
OG
that clip
Faze
right
and
now?
there's new Faze.
Ain't
When it
nobody
comes to
in
OG
this.
Faze, there's four names that matter.
That was what I used for my
most.
Discord,
Apex,
y'all.
Temper, Rain, and Bang.
Join my Discord if you haven't already.
They're the founding fathers. They took Faze from a clan tagging Call of Duty lobbies to one of the biggest names on the internet.
Faze Clan.
Faze Clan?
I didn't watch them
Together,
there.
they
I didn't
built
watch
one of
them
the
here
earliest
yet.
blueprints for social media, pioneering things like content houses, and paving the way for the next generation of creators. OG Faze reached the heights that it did because of how genuine it was. When they first started this whole thing, being an influencer wasn't even a thing, and neither was the money that came with it. But as the internet changed, OG Faze died alongside it. As social media became a business, a crippling domino effect started.
This guy got introduced by somebody that everyone really trusted.
The founders brought someone in to help them grow as an actual company.
Step came in and immediately started divide and conquer.
That original
Hold on, y'all saw that in the back. Y'all, if you don't know, I don't like y'all don't even know. I don't think I've said this on stream before. Bro, y'all see the dog he had in the background? Gang. I don't know how to say this right now. If y'all don't see me with a husky in the next 10 years, I want someone to break. Okay, maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do that. If I ever got a husky in the next 10 years, I'ma quit content. The entire. Even if I'm like top of the top, I'm quitting. I'm telling y'all right now.
CEO brought in more people, brought in investors until eventually it was too late.
I literally heard with my own ears, people that got hired within a month or two saying we don't need the founders.
The founders were essentially
wild.
stripped out of their own company, and the friendship that Faze was built on was shattered because of it. The corporate leaders took Faze public, and it
GGs.
started out hot with a $1 billion valuation.
And
But within a year, the
Yo. Yo, we got people out here at the top stage stuttering, going like, like, gang, bro, get your words out, googity googity go, get your words out, gang. Yo, what is he doing? Yo, hello? Okay. Oh, okay, thank you.
The company was on the verge of being delisted, and bankruptcy was right around the corner. While that sounds horrible, it was actually the best case scenario for Faze.
Indeed.
This was the brand's second chance. The company was run into the ground because the people running it didn't understand it. This rock bottom was the birth of New Faze. To fix the problems behind the crash, a company called GameSquare acquired Faze and put the people who knew it best back into leadership roles. The founders were back driving the ship.
Because we're taking this back.
Yeah.
And we're running it the f up. And your boys got plans.
For the past
Oh,
2
that's
years,
so
we've
dope.
watched his Faze Clan return to its former glory, dominating the internet as a group of friends who really seemed to be having fun making content. Or at least, that's how it seemed. Because we've now, for the second time, seen Faze Clan crash and burn. Except this time, I don't really think it's getting back up.
I don't either, but yeah.
It's sad, bro. Cause this really did mean something to me, bro.
So how does that happen?
It's okay,
How do you
Brody.
get a
I
second
got you
chance,
next.
do everything right, and still end up here? Well, what I've come to realize is that the revival of Faze didn't play out quite how it was marketed. And to best explain it, we've got to start back at the blank slate, just a few months before the GameSquare acquisition.
This puppy is crashing harder than DB Cooper when he jumped out of that airplane. A 95.8% decrease. It is.
Yeah, can we give it a buck? Absolutely no one knew what that reference was. I mean, I'm gonna be so honest. Like, he just gave the most niche reference ever. Like, I think he just gave a definition to what niche is, because I'm convinced nobody knew what that was. No, what? Wait, hold on. Let me go back to.
This puppy is crashing harder than DB Cooper when he jumped out of that airplane.
What does that mean? I can't. I literally just heard it and I can't remember what it says. That has to be the worst analogy I've heard in my entire life. That can't. That doesn't mean anything. You're just saying words. You're stacking words on top of words. Let me get back to the video.
Shopping the company around, basically looking for someone willing to make Faze their problem.
I don't know how long it was until the GameScore stuff started, but I think for the first time in a long time, us four founders kind of were talking, you know, actively.
So at that time, I sure remember even Banks posting a picture of us four saying up to something, and it was like us four outside of like a mirror. There was like an elevator.
All the height of like. Actually, they're quite tall. I think. Never mind. I was gonna dog on them and say they're like short as hell, but I'm pretty sure they're quite tall.
Nothing's in stone yet. You know, we're still figuring things out, but I pray and I hope that things do, and I just genuinely believe they are. Even if things go south, as long as we're unified and we're all on the same side, I think in the end of the day we'll win. I just genuinely do. I don't know what it is. It's just something's telling me, my soul's telling me everything's gonna work out. I believe it.
I believe in you too, bro. Wait, no, I don't. I know how
for all these months trying to figure out what to do next. Decisions were made. Things happened. And then really, you know, Banks took the reins, and then it was kind of like just a big show at that point. And I'm not necessarily saying that in a good or bad way. I'm just saying that's what happened.
The founders got together and came up with a plan to take Faze back. They worked together to write a term sheet and pitched it to the board. Ultimately, the board said no, and the conversation shifted to an offer from GameScore.
And I blessed GameSquare coming in and buying it, because Kenna came to me before there was any purchase made, and said the only way that we're gonna do this is if you're.
What are we doing, bro? Bro. At what point do you have to get to, like, confidence-wise, that you're putting Banks on your shoes? Like, I don't know if I'm being completely dumb or whatever, but it's like, imagine walking around with your name on your shoes. Like, that's gotta be like imagine being called Dora and you have like some like I don't know, some boots, and you just like slap your name on it and they go like, yeah, this is tough. This is tough. Like, what do you have to do at that point, bro? You're just slapping your name on your shoes? I mean, it's kind of like, gang. It's kind of like, gang, yo, what are we doing, bro?
The guy who's gonna run it.
On paper, the deal looked simple enough. GameSquare would buy Faze Clan for $14 million in an all-stock transaction. They'd bring the founders back, put them in leadership roles, and let them actually run the company. The board approved it, 3 founders signed it, 1 didn't.
So were you actively like fighting against it, or were you just like tapped out?
The new streamers, the new guys?
Like corporate coming back in and Faze being
corporate coming back in, 1,000,000% against the corporate shit. The new guys I was not against.
Once the acquisition was announced, the PR-loaded articles started rolling out. Apex, Temper, and Banks working together to revive the brand.
They gave us a chance to revive the brand again. Like, 100,000%.
This is gonna be a movie, and I plan to make everybody who thought they caught a bag and caught a lick on your boy look like a retard and feel dumb.
Behind the scenes, GameScore made a move that would change everything. They took Faze Clan and split it in 2. Esports and social media. For years, those ran under one roof. Now they were separate entities. Esports stayed under the original legal structure, but the content side, the streamers, the houses, the whole culture of Faze fell under a brand new company called Faze Media.
When does Matt Kalish come into the picture?
Literally, I don't know. They are both from Lowell, Massachusetts. They met somehow. They bonded over CryptoPunks. Next thing I know, he's investing $11 million in a Faze Media.
Days after the acquisition finalized, GameSquare sold 49% of Faze Media to Matt Kalish, the co-founder of DraftKings, for $11 million.
That whole structure of how that went down, I was not informed. I was in the picture. If you go look at the picture of the article, I was standing in the picture. But did I know anything about that article or the detail that was happening? No. In the picture.
Handful of OGs. Then they announced the new roster, a group of streamers that weren't as well known online.
Richard, hey, let's have a chat. You dropped the roster, bud. I think you also dropped the ball.
The internet was quick to voice their opinions, but Banks had a vision and he was sticking to it.
I can't apologize for doing what feels right. I can't apologize for wanting this to be fun again. I can't apologize.
None of these streamers were big though. That's the thing, no? Like none of them were big. I feel like that's low key like D1 drafts low key. Cause how do you draft this many streamers and put them together and then boom, they all go boom boom. That's tough.
For trying to do right by the brand. If it was the right decision to step away or get out of the way, I would do that in 2 seconds because I'm indebted to Faze Clan. I've seen Faze be mismanaged and abused and the life sucked out of it for so long that like all I want to do is I want to see the brand run and win and thrive because it deserves to.
He knew if you take a group of guys, throw them into an environment where everything is carefree, let them have fun, and capture it on camera, it works. It's the same strategy from the Faze New York house. He was just trying to recreate that. With that $11 million from Matt Kalish, Faze created the perfect environment. They rented an LA mansion.
That's what his name is, Your Rage. I didn't know Your Rage was part of it though, I can't lie.
Paid for content ideas, hired an entire support staff, removed any stress about money or bills, and just let the streamers make the best content possible. By the end of 2024, it had worked. At the Streamer Awards, Faze Clan was named the best content org. Banks' vision was proven right.
You guys have heard the story a million times. I guess I can run it through one more time. We got stolen from us, me and my boys. Shout out Tommy, Rain, Apex. Got it back. Did the only thing that there was to really do, which was wipe the slate clean, hit the reset button, give the fresh start. People told us we were dumb. People told me I was ruining Faze. People asked me, who the is Lacey? Who the is Black Boy Max, Stable Ronaldo? Who the is Silky? I guess now they know. Damn!
Yo, this dude is not Drake, bro. Let's keep it a buck, bro. Like, yo, someone get this dude out of here, bro.
My worst year turned into my best. I ended up peaking at new levels that I never thought I could hit. You know, I met all my friends here that I like to call family, and I retired my mom this year.
W.
Crazy. Y'all changed my life. Obviously, this is fire. This is fire. We going for more awards next year for sure.
But as 2025 came into the picture, things started to shift. And to understand why, we need to talk about money. Specifically who owned what and who was left holding the bag. When GameSquare formed Faze Media, it started as a textbook 51-49 split. GameSquare moved all of Faze's IP, logos, and trademarks into this new entity and kept 51% control. Matt Kalish invested $11 million for the other 49%. That cash went straight into Faze Media's bank account, funding the houses, the staff, the whole revival. Simple enough. But then in June 2024, a third player entered the game. Banks wanted his piece, so he took out a $9.5 million loan from Matt Kalish, then used it to buy out exactly half of GameSquare's stake, making him a 25.5% owner of the company.
Diamond Hands by GameSquare. But if Banks has been involved in this process since day one and gave GameSquare the blessing to buy the entirety of Faze Clan, as he has said, how the did he end up letting them sell an eighth of the business back to him for basically $10 million when they bought the entire thing for 14? Like, why give GameSquare your blessing to then turn around and buy an eighth of the company?
Well, I think the most obvious answer is the correct one here, where it wasn't planned and things just started happening and you took advantage of it as things popped up.
Here's the thing. Unlike Kalish's original $11 million, which went into building Faze Media, Banks' $9.5 million didn't help the brand at all. So that money went straight to GameSquare's corporate balance sheet.
Okay.
GameSquare got paid, and they were willing to sell because they'd already gotten what they wanted. Listen to the CEO of GameSquare say it himself.
Really, there was two main assets, Faze Esports and Faze Media. The Faze Media side of it was an asset that we helped clean up, but for us, in the public company environment, our focus was on Faze Esports. Gives us real reach with audience. Faze Esports is profitable, it's growing. You know, Faze Media is still in a bit of a rebuild, it's burning a bit of cash, so...
The media side, the streamers, the content, was just an add-on they were happy to offload. They got the esports teams they actually wanted, plus $9.5 million in cash for selling half of something they considered a bonus. But GameSquare got paid twice. In November of 2024, they entered into a $10 million convertible note transaction with Matt Kalish.
Okay, there's so many numbers, I'm so lost.
To translate, Matt Kalish gave them another $10 million in cash to pay off some other random debt. And in return, he could either take shares in GameSquare itself or claim their remaining 25.5% stake in Faze Media. By April 1st, 2025, the deal closed. GameSquare's remaining equity was transferred to Matt Kalish, making him the single largest shareholder of Faze Media with 75.5% ownership.
Founder of DraftKings is Matt Kalish, who is on the board at Faze.
So, to recap, GameSquare bought FaZe Clan for $14 million in stock, then sold half of the company back to Banks and Kalish for $20 million in cash, and still got to keep the part of the company they actually wanted, the esports teams. Meanwhile, Matt Kalish had poured over $30 million into the revival of FaZe, and once he got majority ownership, he started trying to recoup that money.
Oh.
From day one, Banks and Kalish seemed closely aligned.
What's going on, buddy?
Matt, you're on vlog right now.
In August of 2024, Banks said on a podcast that Banks Group owned the majority of FaZe Media.
So FaZe Media is a company that we just set up a couple months back. Banks Group actually owns the majority of it now, 74.5%, I believe is what it is, finally.
And just days after Kalish received GameSquare's 25.5%, Banks tweeted out that he owned 100% of FaZe Media, which I'm pointing out because he's essentially framing the two of them as just one entity, almost like they're inseparable. By May 2025, conversations about restructuring FaZe started happening. At this point, money was flowing one way. FaZe funded talent, covering 6 figures per month in rent, content costs, staff, food, but wasn't seeing anything really come back.
How does the business of FaZe work now? Like, who owns FaZe?
Obviously, we don't own a crazy amount because we're not the ones who put up millions of dollars a month to do the house, $millions for employees, for content, or whatever.
They'd signed sponsorship deals with G Fuel and 4Loco worth millions, but
never heard of that.
Go quick when you're bankrolling an entire content operation. Leadership started negotiating a revenue split with talent. Rumors online speculated 80-20. Talent keeps 80%, and FaZe takes 20% of everything. Twitch revenue, YouTube ad money, sponsorships, the whole works.
They were supposed to sign a contract where they would be giving up 20% of their income to join FaZe.
I'm gonna be honest, you guys freaking out about 20%? That is not crazy. 20%? That's like a market rate.
Initially, not much came from these.
That's like how much businesses pay, though, no? Corporation tax is 20%, I think? It's not that. I don't think that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. Obviously, I don't know, but...
Rent covering content costs. Meanwhile, the talent kept growing. Stream viewerships rising, subscriber counts climbing. The guys in FaZe were printing money as some of the biggest names on the internet, and FaZe was still paying most of their expenses.
I live in an $80,000 a month house with all of my best friends. I get to wake up whenever I want. I get to go live whenever I want, and I get to do whatever I want for free. And then I get to make 100% of the money I make from it. How can I not sit here and be blessed?
Then on June 27th, something interesting happened. A trademark was filed for a talent agency called Hardscope. But the funny thing is, it was filed by FaZe Media.
Okay. Don't know what that means.
By the end of the summer, 2 things happened. First, after a series of drama that Banks was constantly at the center of, the talent asked him to step down publicly from his role as CEO. Banks doesn't make content, and the backlash from his actions ultimately fell into the talent's chats. They were the ones left answering for it. So, he stepped down.
FaZe Banks stepped down as CEO of FaZe Clan.
How can he do that if he owns 75% of the company, though? Okay, this is really confusing. So some dude called Matt ends up putting money into a business with Banks, and Matt gets like 49%, something blah 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 happens. Magically now this guy owns 75%, Matt guy wants money back from something else.
A few moments later.
He gets 25%, and then when the 25% comes in, like, I don't know what's happening, bro.
So just recently stepped down as CEO.
There's a lot of being handled in the back end that y'all just don't need to know about.
Second, after negotiations continued to escalate, one member decided to leave FaZe entirely.
Yes, I'm leaving FaZe. Like I just say, I can't fully go into depth why I'm leaving FaZe, but I am leaving.
Playboy Max said he wanted to build something that he actually owned and shared concerns over what control talent actually had.
And person who introduced me tells me, according to my assistant and my creative director at the time, who were sitting in on all calls because they're on my team, tell me I have to fire my manager and get rid of him, or I can't be here.
Which is valid, because if FaZe can make the houses, the furniture, and the staff appear, they can also make it disappear. As negotiations continued, Hardscope was going. The agency started hiring employees, started to make a portfolio piece based on the success of FaZe Clan. By mid-November, logos were being finalized. Long-term FaZe employees were being transitioned to the new agency. It was becoming clear that Hardscope was the future of the business for Matt Kalish. Then he made it his full-time focus. Matt Kalish announced that he was stepping down from his role as the president of DraftKings, a company he co-founded 12 years ago and turned into a billion-dollar behemoth.
I decided to leave DraftKings and transition out to do this full-time, to launch Hardscope, which is kind of the platform that FaZe operates on. You know, I felt like It was the right time for me to go all in on that, and I'm really excited to be doing it.
I feel like you look old though. Surely you just like retire, no? I don't know.
Post on LinkedIn, he teased what was coming next, a new platform focused on the creator economy. But he closed with something that, in hindsight, sounds a bit eerie. It reads, "While I am keeping the details close to the vest until mid-December, those who know me understand my DraftKings DNA runs deep. In everything we do, we always play to compete fiercely and win."
Interesting.
The official launch of Heartscope happened at the Streamer Awards.
Ay, 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 my mimito, Cecito.
Welcome to the
My bad, y'all, my
5th
bad.
Annual Streamer Awards.
The same night that FaZe Clan hit a new high. The same night multiple FaZe members stapled their names into internet history. The same night FaZe was crowned the best content org for the second year in a row.
And the Streamer Award goes to FaZe Clan.
That's when conversations ended and ultimatums began. Sign a contract or get out.
You know when this started though? We just won a fucking stream org of the year gang. That same night went to hell, chat. We didn't even have time to celebrate. That same night, cooked.
Down.
GG.
It was genuinely perfect for 2 years, bro. Back-to-back orgs of the year. Like, the guys were crushing it. Everybody was doing their own thing. I just think the infrastructure that was put around FaZe the last 2 years, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how it even led to that. Like, things can get so bad that everyone's forced out because of just stupid deals. An org isn't anything without the talent.
The entirety of FaZe, both the streamers who had just joined and those who'd been a part of it for over a decade, officially left the org.
Yo, chat, y'all seen the news? Who's seen the news?
I don't want to be cliche. I don't want to drag this, but as you can tell by the title, I left FaZe, and it's really something, like I said, I don't want to be cliche, but something I never really expected to say.
I officially left FaZe Clan.
You know, I decided to leave.
We have decided as a group that
That's a bit wild.
obviously it was in our best intention to leave FaZe Clan.
I have officially left FaZe Clan. It is sad, man. It really, really is sad. Especially for me, man. We got so close to fixing it, and we just won org of the year, and it's sad, bro.
Why was your rage not at the house though? That's my question. Like, Lacey, Plaque, Stable, Jason, Adapt, and the old guy I forgot the name of. Kason. They were all in the house together, so why is your rage not there? That's like, I would have known he was in the house if he actually stayed there, but why was he not in the house?
Even now, talking about it, it's sad. 14 years later, that this is how it will be coming to an end, man.
Here's the thing, I don't really think anyone's the villain here. It's hard to blame Matt Kalish for wanting to recoup the $30 million he poured into this thing. And the direction he's taking with Heartscope, it's objectively a more sustainable business model, something they can actually scale in ways a content group never could. As for the talent, if those contracts had been on the table from day one, a lot of them probably would have signed. But you can't expect them to sign now. Not when they're this big. Not when they've seen what happens when someone else controls your brand.
Yeah.
Because FaZe proved it. Twice. Social media is a business now. And if you don't own what you build, someone else will decide what happens to it.
This was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life. I gave up my entire adult life to this. I have never made not one singular dollar outside of my salary via FaZe. Not selling it, not buying it, raising money. Where's the money? I'm this fucking guy who's trying to take everything from everybody. Where is it? Then why the fuck am I millions of dollars in debt?
When it comes to Banks and what he owns, things get pretty blurry fast. From the surface, it looks like Heartscope falls under FaZe Media, which would mean that if Banks still owns his shares of FaZe Media, he'd technically be a part owner of this new talent agency. You know, the one that's now the full-time focus of a multi-billionaire with a proven track record of scaling companies to insane heights? Banks has tiptoed around this topic. From what I've seen, he's never publicly said he sold his shares. He's just said that he's not involved in FaZe, but has never spoken a word of Heartscope. But all in all, the real problem with FaZe was never the people. It was always the same impossible question. How do you turn magic into a business without killing the magic?
FaZe Media, Banks, and Kalish still own the IP for FaZe. Can it ever exist again?
No, while it's in their hands, because they technically own the IP,
No.
they could, at this point, you know, Matt Kalish has enough money to just let that die if he wants to, you know, and just like never sell it again. And I don't know, really anything could happen.
Would you want to see Faze revive, come back from the dead once again, even if that meant that you couldn't be a part of it?
I don't envision that it's going to be attempted to be revived, but maybe I'm wrong. I really don't know.
I think everybody's kind of like just defeated at this point. They've given up. Like they've always had a sliver of hope. Maybe even me, like why I still live in LA. Like why the do I still live in LA? Like I've been in this apartment for 5 years. I fucking hate it. Why do I live here? Maybe like the whole time I lived here, like I wanted to move, but there was a sliver of hope. Maybe something will change in Faze. I want to make sure I'm here for it. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason.
I think part of me needs to just bury it and move on with my life. As hard as it is, like I always love it. I always wish for the logo and the company to be successful. I just don't know what that would mean if it came back again.
The ultimate downfall of Faze Clan highlights the fundamental problem with the business model behind content groups. We've seen it time and again. They're destined to fail. The only group that has truly stood the test of time is the Sidemen, and the reason why is pretty simple. They own the company themselves. Every member has equal shares and voting power, but most importantly, their friendship is priority number one. And that's what makes Faze Clan's story so tragic. They had that too once, but as the business evolved, it shredded everything that the logo once stood for.
The reason Faze fell apart is there was no glue in the foundation of our friendship. What makes me sad is like, no way we built something that low-key just changed the internet. It did. And yet we built something so beautiful, yet don't have an unbreakable bond, and it breaks my heart. That alone tells me that there was no saving Faze, because if the brotherhood wasn't there, Faze isn't there.
I think as things got bigger,
that's not true. That's the thing though, because look at the Faze boys now. I mean, they're obviously not Faze, but look at them now. Like, bro, they're all together in the same house and they're just vibing. They don't have a name. Like, Faze was never the title, it was the people though. Like, it sounds cringy to say that, but like, it's true. Look at Faze now. Not Faze. Faze is gone. The boys are still together though, and they make good content, and it's funny, and it's this and it's that. Like, I feel like they never needed. Well, okay, maybe originally they might have paused. I feel like they could have made it either way, but Faze did help them. But it's just like they didn't necessarily need Faze in the sense of after they got big, it was more of like a brotherhood between them. Obviously, from a viewer's perspective, I don't know what they're like. I'm not there, but from a viewer's perspective, it's like that's their relationship that kept them together. Like, they're still together now, even though they're not under the title Faze. They're still together under the title of like brothers, and that's the part why I wanna like make content, is because like, damn, you got like just like that close of friends that y'all are just all together, and it's just like that's what the streaming experience should be like, where you're with your friends, you're just living life, and that's just the community you have, where it doesn't matter what's happening around you, y'all are still together no matter what. They did the we're leaving Faze together. Like, it's not like they, like, obviously you have Plagueboy Max and he needed to leave earlier, and that's respectable, you know what I'm saying? He set the ground. But when all the Faze boys came together and went like, okay, y'all, I want to leave, that's the kind of things where it's just like, damn, okay, I see you, low key, like, well done, I respect that. So that's what I feel like.
People got involved. I think everyone just grew apart and just had different things we focused on outside of Faze. That's like a normal life thing anyways, you grow apart from people, but throw in all this and it's just like, you know what really sucked the most was the only time that we would talk was about problems.
In 2021, I actually was dealing with severe financial issues because I paid $1 billion in medical bills. I have insane family expenses, taxes, of course. I was getting rinsed left and right while making no income, and Faze knew that, and they wanted to give me a lump sum of like, what, $500K that they owed me, and they said, but sign an NDA, we're not paying it. Called my mom. I said, Mom, you're trying to hold this money over my head. I know we need it. I'll sell my cars. I'll sell my jewelry. I'll sell whatever the fuck it takes. I'm not doing it. And I love my family because they were proud. But here, not bad.
I do still feel the human emotions of being sad. If I think too deep of it, or look back at old videos or whatever, like, it gives me a really weird feeling in my stomach.
Okay, my bad. What were you saying?
Yeah, I think we were just talking about
oh, the NDAs and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, my bad, because that time is so sensitive for me, bro. Like, because again, one thing I don't like is like, I'm the only one that didn't sign the NDA, and like when they were trying to force me to get the money, and they knew everything I was going through. I don't know if Apex did too much, but Tommy and Banks kept saying, I don't see the problem, sign the NDA. What do you want us to do? And it just fucked me up, bro, because they did not see a singular issue with them holding money over my head and saying like, no, sign this NDA or we're not giving you shit.
Yeah, it's not the best, unfortunately, where we're at. Like, are we all ever gonna be in the same room again? No, probably not. Like, I was gonna say maybe when someone dies, but I think even if someone dies, like, I don't know if everybody, like, I can't tell you who would show up and who wouldn't.
Some of us we'll never be able to get it out of our system, bro, because it's such a one-on-one experience. Like, I'll never get to be a kid again, right? So I'll never get to build my childhood dream as a kid and watch it come to fruition. I'll just never have that again.
You know, I have just a deep love genuinely for like Faze. Everything to do with Faze. All the people that were in it, all the people that supported it. Just sucks that most people are gonna remember it for the nastiness that kind of happened. But like people that know, the people that experience that feeling that I'm talking about that I can't put into words. No, and I just love connecting with people that have that same feel. And I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this are those people too. So, you know, I'll be on the internet watching and figuring out where to plug in, like I said. But yeah, nothing much to say. But thank you guys for having me on it, and you know, shout out to everybody that supported Faze at any point. I appreciate it.
That's interesting. See, that's the problem. He went like, "There's no one at blame," and everyone's saying this. But I feel like the Faze boys need something more than that. Because when you're there on stream and they're talking, it's just like the things they say, they're not obviously saying anything, but they're not saying anything. Where it's just kind of like you're watching Faze, and it's just like they're going like, "Oh, something's clearly going on because we're paying rent and money's not coming back, or not like, oh, we have no Wi-Fi, we have no electricity, we have no this," and it's just like, huh, or they're getting scammed over by 75K, and it's just like, I don't know, feel like somebody is in the wrong. Obviously, this is like speculation, but I feel like somebody's doing something to work. Cause like obviously, why are you paying 75K for a month for a house that's not that expensive? Like I saw the stream where the guy went like it's not that expensive, or the YouTube video, or this like, oh, why are you paying for something you're not getting what you paid for? It's just like it seems like someone's doing something more than, oh, things just went their own ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that video is just kind of like, oh, this happened, that happened, kind of led to this, but like it was no one's fault. It just kind of like boom, boom, boom. But I don't know. I feel like it was more like, I don't know how to explain it. It felt like there's more like an aggressive piece on the board. It's like playing chess and you're missing the queen. Like I'm seeing all this information, but like there's a crucial part which I'm not seeing yet, and that's the queen. The queen is dangerous, and that's the key to the puzzle. And if you don't have the queen, I mean, you're looking at an empty chessboard. I'm gonna keep it above. But that's my opinion though. Make sure y'all like, sub, whatever, like, sub, turn on noties, everything, bro. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Peace out, gang. Peace out. Love